It is Friday, October 3rd, and we are here recording another episode of the DogHouse Systems podcast.
From DogHouseSystems.com, this is the DogHouse Podcast.
Joining me today are Abby. Hey, Abby.
What's up?
And Robert. Hey,
Hello.
Robert. Welcome to the podcast. John will not be joining us this week, but we've still got quite a few cool, fun, sometimes a little bit thought-provoking articles, and we'll talk about Borderlands 4. Abby, I think you have a little bit of industry news from YouTube to start us off today.
Yeah, YouTube officially announced that they are expanding into multi-language audio for a ton of creators. In the article posted on YouTube's official blog, the 10th of September, they announced that creators would be able to add their own dubs of their videos in multiple different languages.
And that would mean the creators would allow other people to dub over their videos in different languages and upload that as their own thing?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I guess instead of uploading a video in, let's say for us, English, and then we wanted to reach out to Spanish or, a French audience or a German audience, we could upload one video and have selectable audio tracks like on a streaming service. That's what it seems like.
So 2 years, they actually linked back to another article of theirs from a couple of years ago where they did a study, not really a study, more of like a test. And they did it with Mr. Beast videos because he is one of the most popular content creators on YouTube. It allows the creator, so it allows the YouTuber to add the audios.
Okay.
I believe it is
Another person?
probably. They go into way more in the videos, but they did see that there is a 25% increase in watch time that came from views in a non-primary language.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
The way I can see it, it can go two ways. This could either open up a lot of jobs for people who want to get consistent voiceovers in different languages, or people are going to start using AI and changing their language into Spanish with their own voice.
Robert, I think you're right on that second one. I think it's going to be a lot of AI dubbing over. Probably.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but maybe the first possibility can happen for a few people.
but it's actually very exciting for people because you can now watch your favorite content creators in your own language.
Yeah, without having to rely on auto generated like subtitles.
Yeah.
If that's available. I know some creators do break their scripts into subtitle format.
I think some do
Yeah.
transcripts as well, but I've also figured out that sometimes the closed captions are not very accurate.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
It's like watching it on a TV. They're not accurate.
Very cool. In other news, that's maybe a little bit positive as well. Microsoft has dropped the need to associate a credit card with your developer account and pay the initial one-time fee to become a developer on their platform.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so now there are fewer restrictions to developing apps for the Microsoft Store, and the reason I laugh is that I'm going back to, I don't know if either of you have seen this, but there's a clip of Steve Ballmer yelling developers very early on, maybe a little too early on for me even, and it's just they have reduced so many barriers to develop on their platform, but they still are not up there with the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. I didn't know this, but they actually also reduced their take. So Apple and I believe Google Play, Steam as well, and I think Epic take a 30% cut of any transaction.
I think I've seen that.
Microsoft is 15%,
Wow.
15%, which is a lot less. And if you have a specifically non-gaming application,
Okay.
so a creative workload or a calculator app, calendar app, whatever you develop, you're allowed to, as long as it's not a video game, integrate your own third-party payment processing and keep 100% of the revenue you generate through that.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That's so nice.
Because I know Apple and Google Play, when you subscribe to a service through them, like Netflix or something, they'll take a cut of that recurring revenue. Kind of crazy that people are not developing as many apps for the Windows App Store. But actually, Epic did add, you can get the Epic Game Store through the Windows App Store or Microsoft Store now. Be interested to see how payment processing works, since those are games being delivered through two applications at that point.
I just Googled apples because I was actually
Yeah.
really interested. 30% for the first year in in-app purchases and subscriptions. Then down to 15 for subscriptions on the App Store and for small businesses. But lower rates can apply. So it's not always going to be
maybe
30%.
on a developer per developer basis or by developer basis. Okay.
Yeah, Microsoft being a little more friendly compared to what they're about to do in a few more moments.
Yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing there. Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on, Windows is officially ending support for Windows 10 on October 14th of 2025.
They're officially killing it.
Yep, that means no more feature updates, no more security updates. So if you're in an organization, you want to upgrade to Windows 11 yesterday, and if not, then you got to tell, they're actually offering ESU, Extended Security Update Program, where you subscribe to a subscription and they still instill you with updates. But why would you do that if you can get updates for free on Windows 11? Unless you really like Windows 10, which we all did.
Yeah, if you really, really need to or just really want to stay on Windows 10, Microsoft will happily take either your data if you back up your settings to their OneDrive platform using a Microsoft account. You can also enroll if you don't want to do that for, I think, $30 for the first year. You can extend that up to 3 years with the pricing changes each year. Educational and large institutions can work out a different deal, but that's for consumers. So listeners of the podcast, if you really want to stay on Windows 10, you can. It'll cost you either uploading your settings to Microsoft or $30.
Going back on your comment about, why would you want the security updates for 10? I think I saw somewhere there hasn't been a super high adoption rate of Windows 11.
Oh, yeah.
According to Stat Counter, only 49% have adopted Windows 11, while 40% still have Windows 10. So I think a lot of people might see some issues.
Yeah, a lot of people, and we've had on the support side, looking a little bit behind the scenes at the business, a lot of customers calling in, emailing in, asking, how do I upgrade to Windows 11 on my system? If the system's less than a few years old, they can probably just hit update and Windows Update. Some customers require a BIOS update, which, Abby, I think you've gone through the trouble of actually uploading links to recent motherboard BIOSes.
I have.
Yeah, so customers can go to our website and grab those latest BIOS updates straight from the site.
Yeah, under support in our menu, there is a page for all things BIOS updates.
That's very considerate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abby. That's
Not
awesome.
a problem.
So if you have any questions about upgrading your BIOS, give us a call, reach out to us on social media, or email us. We'd be happy to get you squared away.
Yeah. So if you are a parent and you are a little worried about your kid with an AI generator, don't fear. OpenAI has the answer for you. Parental controls. So they announced in a brand new blog post that they are coming out with a robust tool for parents to help kind of stop unhealthy interactions with their chatbot. Essentially, because of AI, they've seen a lot of people become super attached to their ChatGPT chatbot. So the mental health initiatives that they are rolling out in the next 120 days as of September 2nd, you will be able to link accounts between parent and teen, and there will be a tighter grip on interactions. Caregivers will be able to see how chat responds with age-appropriate settings and disable chat history and memory. So I think that's really exciting and is 100% a really good step in the right direction.
And play the devil's advocate here, that could also be a step in the bad direction for them, because if they're advertising that this is a more kid-friendly type of AI, that just makes it all the worse when something bad will happen and some kid eventually figures out how to tell the AI to say something messed up, and then the parents are like, you said this is okay for kids.
I'm hoping that they have,
Yeah.
I always kind of hold hope that developers, kind of think some of these things through. So
Yeah, I think with, especially when it comes to children, you sort of see the same thing with YouTube Kids, the app. You can end up on some not child appropriate videos on YouTube Kids, even though it's supposed to be age gated. So it is sort of a hand in hand. So the developers can only take the restrictions so far. Ultimately ends up being on the primary caregiver for the child or for that individual to also police that. You can't just say, here you go, this company's going to take care of it, and now I am free of any obligation. So it definitely does go hand in hand on that one. In more OpenAI news, OpenAI and Nvidia have announced a joint partnership to invest $100 billion into AI data center development, apparently requiring as much power as 10 nuclear reactors, or about 10 gigawatts. To put that into perspective, Microsoft in September 2024 signed a 20-year agreement to restart 3 Mile Island, which would generate 835 megawatts, so 0.8 gigawatts. And this new agreement is for 10 gigawatts of
good
compute.
Lord.
Yeah, it is. Pretty insane. It's crazy that we're now measuring compute power in the amount of electricity it takes, not in, for mining, you measure it in hash rate, hashes per second, or giga or tera hashes per second. And this is just, here's how much electricity we need to feed this thing. I guess because the hardware will probably swap out so quickly just with hardware developments.
I wish we did videos so people could just see my face as you were telling
the reaction,
me this information. Jaw on the floor in disbelief.
Yeah, so that is more power than most states consume. They have not stated that they'll power it entirely with nuclear, or even what power source they're going to use, or if it's all going to be in one location. But yeah, a lot of power needed to fuel AI.
I really do wonder if this nuclear data centers will be a more clean source of energy than normal ones, because I hear that a few other data centers that specifically are related to AI produce like toxic gases that go into neighborhoods and harm a lot of people. But if the nuclear energy investment works out, perhaps it'll circumvent some of that.
Maybe, yeah. So it'll be sort of for the local environmental impact. It'd be up to how they produce the power, and then also, as we talked about in previous episodes, how they cool the data centers. So are they just evaporative cooling, dumping water onto hot coils and letting that evaporate, using up local water supply, or are they recirculating that in like a closed loop cooler, like what you would do in a gaming desktop? Yeah, it really depends on what kind of technology they deploy for those.
Didn't we talk about Microsoft doing a closed loop?
Yeah, we did. So Microsoft is pioneering sort of recapturing that water and cycling it through a closed circuit instead of just having a bunch of hot radiators and spraying mist onto them to cool it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we do in desktops and we do in servers, like self-contained servers. I'm not sure why it took us this long to get to that at scale, but there are probably a lot of, engineering hurdles you have to get around.
A lot of big brains.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, NVIDIA is promising that this $100 billion deal will not impact their GPU supply for normal consumers, which is a promise from them that they will definitely see through, guys. Trust us.
We're hoping.
Fingers crossed that the $100 billion is on chips that would not go into regular gaming cards and things that, you and I might purchase. Yeah. So stay tuned for NVIDIA in-stock notifications, I guess.
It already feels like the GPU supply is being impacted before the deal. I'm not sure if they're even going to be able to make it after spending $100 billion contributing towards data centers.
I don't know about y'all. I'm not a big Crocs fan. I can't get into them anymore.
They're so comfortable.
But
yeah, I've got a pair of Crocs. I rock those on the weekends.
Yeah.
awesome.
Just want to step outside the house. Not.
Need to walk the dog really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad, sport mode.
Yeah.
But Microsoft announced that they're doing a Microsoft Croc sweepstakes.
Whoa.
Yeah. They are called the Windows XP Crocs that contain gibbets. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember that they're gibbets.
Yeah, that's right.
That include the classic Bliss wallpaper, Clippy, and the Internet Explorer logo. They're holding the sweepstakes on their Instagram account through October 7th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. They're asking you to like and comment hashtag Microsoft Croc sweepstakes on its post for a chance to win. It's unclear if they're going to sell these commercially. I think some people might be like, yeah, I'll buy a pair of these.
Robert, you don't look too convinced. Are you not super nostalgic for Windows XP?
I don't think I've seen Clippy before in like any computer that I've ever used.
I feel very old. Clippy was the best.
They've got gibbets of a pixelated pointer, a recycling bin, the My Documents icon, and the old butterfly logo as well.
Yeah, so if you want to win these for your grandma, just make sure that you sign up and you got it for her. She'll love Clippy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a gibbet of the wallpaper. They're actually inspired by
Printed similar
to the wallpaper. I apologize for the incorrect information.
Don't get your hopes up too much for the wallpaper. The entire Croc will be the wallpaper.
Actually,
the classic
just the top.
Just the top. Just the top.
The bottom of it will be like a forest green color.
I'm less interested in that.
I just want
That
the
broke
Clippy
it for me.
gibbet.
Yeah, that would be cool. The Clippy gibbet. Yeah,
I just want the paper clip.
that would be very cool. In other Microsoft news, Microsoft is exploring not only closed loop cooling for data centers, but also direct die cooling, which up until now has really only been sort of explored in really high-end overclocking applications. But they're actually experimenting with AI-generated, nature-inspired inter-die cooling. A word salad, I know, but basically what they're doing is if you've ever looked at a processor in a computer or seen one online, they all have a little metal block on top, the integrated heat spreader. All that is protection so that when you put on your cooler, you don't apply too much pressure and crack the actual die. So what Microsoft is doing is making small channels in the die itself so that the liquid, water or another, low viscosity, high flow rate liquid that can transfer heat away can actually get into between the traces of the die, which is super cool. Mm-hmm. Very impractical for everyday use. But they did this with an off-the-shelf Intel Xeon processor. But they are also developing their own custom silicon, probably ARM-based, to use in their data centers in the future. And they are looking at trying to integrate this cooling method into those processors natively, which would be super cool and go along with what we were talking about earlier, hopefully reducing the need for tons and tons of water in cooling their data centers.
That's nice. It says says here it's designed by an AI.
Yeah, so it's designed by AI and it ends up looking very leaf-like, like small capillaries stemming off from a central line. Yeah.
Who knew AI could be so natural?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's similar to like closed loop liquid coolers that we use in our desktops have micro fin like jet plates on top. They're hidden from you, but inside the water goes through small micro channels just like this. But this is micro channels in the actual die. So just getting even closer to the heat source.
That's nice.
Very cool stuff.
Speaking of AI, OpenAI just announced their new answer to TikTok. It is Sora 2. Sora originally came out and the quality of their AI videos were very surprising. They were one of the best, most realistic ones to come out in a long time. Sora 2 now is a even significantly better AI that not only does realism but animation as well. And The format they're setting it in is a short form content TikTok style of application that allows you to create little clips with your friends or other people. It's intended for friends, but anyone who you can get the data for, and just put it into a little TikTok.
So would that be like, what do they call it like a stitch, like where you make a video with and append it to someone else's content? Or
Yeah, if you haven't been on TikTok, it's basically where a creator will be able to show another creator's video and then respond to it.
Oh, okay.
It could be, I'm disproving your statement, want to highlight this topic that someone's talking about, that kind of stuff. Or it's super funny videos and people are just laughing.
Right. Gotcha.
The videos they show for their examples is some guy riding in a dragon while the other guy is riding in a Lamborghini. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, it'll definitely give people something to scroll through.
We were talking about this a little earlier, but isn't there a chance of deep fakes with this app? Because doesn't it use voice and face to create videos?
Yes.
You upload your own voice and face to create the video, or I guess as an inspiration point for it?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it's like a prompt.
I guess so, yeah. Make a video that looks like me, that
Or
is
like
doing or saying this
using
right.
these people.
Okay. Be interested to see how that works out. Yeah, especially with the ability to deep fake or copy someone else's likeness.
Yeah, I think in the article it said that they would try and, like, when you download a video from Sora 2, it is watermarked as AI generated.
Hopefully that will prevent people from just downloading the videos and putting them on TikTok without any advertisement for Sora, because that wouldn't be much of a replacement if you're just providing more content for TikTok.
TikTok's #1 creative tool, Sora 2. Maybe it could happen. Yeah, I definitely see that as a possibility.
I mean, all I get now are AI Reddit stories that I can't believe are happening, but I'm like, yeah, this is a possibility.
Yeah,
Totally really happened. Yes.
I've gotten a significant amount of Sora 2 videos on my TikTok
Really?
For You page. Yes.
Oh, wow.
They've been dripping over here.
I have not.
No?
That's so funny. I haven't.
Okay.
I've gotten a lot of animation ones, some with some deep fakes of famous figures.
That may be an interesting conversation later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet there's going to be some form of a court case about it
Yeah.
involving a celebrity.
Almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen the AI I don't know if called
The
actress?
actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilly,
I just
what's
saw
her
that
name?
before we were talking about this.
AI actress?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I guess there's an AI that they created who will act in movies.
What?
And I saw a couple of like actual actresses.
Tilly Norwood?
Yeah.
Tilly Norwood. That's right.
Who are like speaking up against this, and it's like, this is not okay because you're taking away from our jobs. So
Oh gosh, they even got fake paparazzi pictures of her.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
It's very interesting times to be living in.
oh, I'm sorry, she's in talks with talent
okay,
agencies
okay.
right now.
Okay. So not signed yet.
Not signed yet.
Okay.
Oh my. She got some really interesting looking movies. Look at these buildings falling down behind her.
Here's
Perfect.
a question. You're creating a video game.
Right.
You make up a character.
Yeah.
You create a 3D model of that character.
Yeah.
Give that character a voice,
Yeah.
whether live voice acted or AI generated. Give that character a personality. Have them do things.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and generating a person? Is it because it's AI generated? So if we were to make a fully 3D animated movie
Yeah. I think it's the work.
that goes into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you create a video game, it's coming out of your head. It's your idea. And all of the characters and where it's set, every moving piece that is created is from a human thought. Whereas an AI generated person is not anything more than a bunch of ones and zeros when you break it down.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, you could say the same, a video game's just a bunch of ones and zeros. You could say that. But it's the knowledge that comes from.
So the care and attention that goes into, we are going to have this character do this. And then there's a team or a program that then enacts that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And were you saying just you write for the character, you say, you add this voice, you do all this, or you just generate a character?
Or you just type in this person does and says this and it happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and Abby's making the distinction that it's
there's a human,
the intent and the care that goes into doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Comes from a human.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I would agree. What do you
what do you think, Robert?
Yeah.
No,
You've been awfully quiet in the corner.
No, I agree. I agree with you. With what matters is that there was a human expression there, and they were able to make their imprint that's on the character. An AI just reuses past ideas. You're not really being original here, and yeah, that's what people want to see. They don't want to see a rehashed thing of generated robot. I'm sure many people have made that clear. Maybe in the future, it will be so hard to tell the difference that people won't be able to choose whether or not they care about that type of thing. But as of now, there's a huge difference.
I'm sure art will continue to live on. I mean, we have digital art now. We've had digital art for decades. People still put the care and attention into creating something on canvas or out of stone. Or DogHouse Systems does not condone, or agree with me necessarily, but I think it's going to be another quote unquote art form, probably more removed from human interaction, but another quote unquote art form. This is going to be a way to express ideas. Yeah. For better or worse. Yeah.
I always have the mentality that if you use AI in a way that is not stealing from other people or is not creating the content for you, it can be used for a lot of good things.
Okay, so AI as a tool, as part of the creative process?
Yeah, I believe AI can be a really good tool to have, but I believe that there are times where you just do not introduce it into the industry. Okay. I don't actually know what kind of note you want to put this on.
On a different note.
On a different note, a little bit sad for anyone who uses Snapchat. If you don't know what Snapchat is, basically it is a photo sharing app where you take a photo and you can send it to friends. They can view it within a certain amount of time, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. You can share videos, chat with them, that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be like another form of social media.
But it's non-permanent, I guess.
No.
Is it? Okay.
You can save videos and photos into chats, or you can save them into what they call memories. So Snapchat announced that they are going to be limiting free access to memories in a kind of rolling plan. You get 5 free gigabytes of memory storage is what I'll call it. So you can store up to 5 gigs of photos, videos from things you do, places you go, that kind of stuff. But if you have over 5 gigs, they will set you up with a 100 gig storage plan.
That is a big increase in storage.
That is an extremely big.
From 5 to 100.
Yeah, they say Snapchat Plus users can get up to 250 gigabytes of storage for $4 a month, and Platinum users can get 5 terabytes for $16 a month.
5 terabytes.
5 terabytes.
That is a lot of photos, and I'm guessing short videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way all these companies are now monetizing cloud storage, it makes you wonder how it's ever been free for maximum capacity.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
My long-held belief is, and I'd say this to everyone, if you are not paying for a service, you are the product, whether through your data or your interaction with something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Snapchat reports that they have over 1 trillion memories on the platform currently.
Wow. Moving to gaming news, and a little bit of sad news for developers the world over, or great news if you're a Nintendo developer or develop Pokemon. Nintendo has been granted a patent in the US for a game system that involves the user summoning a sub character and then using that sub character to conduct combat. So throwing out a Pokeball, summoning a Pokemon, having the Pokemon battle another character, and then ending the combat loop. Patent lawyer Kirk Sigmund, USPTO patent lawyer who deals with U.S. Patent and Trade Office, said that this was an embarrassing failure of the U.S. patent system. His word, not ours, not mine. I certainly probably agree with that. Yeah. So games like Final Fantasy, where you can summon a creature or quote unquote invoke something to fight for you, would also probably fall under this as well. Writing is on the wall that this is probably aimed directly at Pal World, at least in building the case against Pal World.
This might get messy with some
with
games.
lots and lots of games and franchises.
Yeah, it seems like they hit the jackpot with the whole Pal World case. They got a lot more than they even bargained for. They just wanted that game taken down. Now they have a jurisdiction over a ton of other games.
A ton of games, a ton of popular games.
Yes,
probably.
a ton of popular games. All their competitors mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is what the lawyer goes into is that the biggest problem they saw with the process for this was that it was pretty much immediately accepted as a patent and didn't go through multiple rounds of review. And they attribute that to this already being a patent that Nintendo filed for and holds in Japan, which was used as sort of a gateway into, hey, we have this patent already on this system.
That's
Can
so
we have
weird.
it? Yeah. So, which is interesting that they would be allowed to have that there as well.
Yeah, you would think that even if they do already have a patent for it, you would still go through the multiple rounds.
It's still a very popular mechanic
Yeah.
to be able to,
One of the commenters even says that this article is wild. It seems as if they just gave up and allowed the case to go through.
allowed
off that
the
argument.
patent case to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely interesting. We'll have to see how that all shakes out, especially with regard to their lawsuit against Pal World. So stay tuned for the next 3 to 10 years while this all shakes out in legal
I guess,
system.
yeah.
Now, Nintendo isn't the only company making interesting
Financial moves.
Microsoft is now revamping their Game Pass. All the prices, or most of the prices, are on Game Pass.
It feels like a dirty move.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I hear that Xbox, they weren't making that much of a profit off of Game Pass just due to how good it was. It was like really good. You got a lot of games for just $20 a month. So now they're trying to make it more like other gaming companies because it was never really a great choice on their part to offer that much content for that little of a price.
The amount of games you got, especially new releases that were available on the service day one, for it used to be $10 a month. And for that, with their recent acquisition of Bethesda and everything that Bethesda brings to the table, as well as other game studios, you were essentially getting all of the non-Nintendo, non-Sony releases in a year for $10 a month. Buying one of those games would cost you $60 or $80 now.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer to just subscribe to Game Pass and play all of your games on either streaming or on your Xbox or on your PC. Yeah.
That actually makes a lot more sense.
So I think they're now having to claw back those profits. Yeah.
Yeah. Has outside of this, has Game Pass always been split into 3 different essential, premium, and ultimate?
I don't know if that's the branding for it, but there used to be like Game Pass on just the Xbox, just the PC, and then Ultimate was Xbox, PC, and now streaming.
They now allowed it to be on all 3 for all 3.
Okay.
And the ultimate price has just been hiked up from $19.99 to $29.99 a month.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize they were splitting the number of games.
Yes, they're now splitting the number of games between the monthly price. So you're only getting 50 plus games for the essential, 200 plus games for the $15 a month premium, and for the ultimate, 400 games for $29.99.
That is a much worse deal. So you now get, like you said, PC, console, and cloud streaming all available on all tiers. But new Xbox published games are available within a year of launch on the middle $14.99 a month premium plan. And if you want to have day one release for new games, you have to be on that $30 a month ultimate tier. That's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
You know, now instead of paying for a game or two every year with your subscription, you're buying a new game every 2.5 months, depending on which games you want to play.
It makes you really grateful for what the price you used to be getting, right?
Yeah.
And it also makes you think, I'm not getting those Microsoft Crocs now.
You still can.
Do not do it.
You can support the Crocs and not support the Game Pass.
All right, that's fair.
Depending on
All you got to do is enter the sweepstakes.
no purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary. No credit card information.
Void where prohibited. What are the other taglines? Yeah, I don't know. If you are very used to playing the latest and greatest games as soon as they come out, this may still make sense if you don't want to purchase them all outright. I mean, a new game is $60 to $80, so that's a month or 2 or 2 or 3 months, depending on the game. Worth of Game Pass, but you never own the game if you buy it digitally. Even on Steam, you're receiving a license to play the game for the length of your account or as long as it's on Steam. But as soon as you cancel your subscription here, you don't have access to those games anymore. So I don't know if either of you or like me, you'll go back and play a game a year, 2 years down the road. Just say, hey, I want to play that one game again, just randomly.
Yeah. It really hurts when you're never owning these games with Game Pass, and now that you're paying even more, it feels like even more of a harder choice to make to even buy it, because how often are you playing a new game from Game Pass to justify spending $29.99 and never being able to revisit that game if you decide to cancel it?
I say that, but I still have my Netflix account after all these years. Part of the problem.
Well, Fortnite's getting rid of probably one of the most annoying things that people have made comments about pertaining to their microtransactions. So you have to, purchase V-Bucks in order to purchase pretty much anything, I believe. I've never played this game, so if anybody has correct information and I'm just telling it incorrectly, please let me know. But you have to pretty much pay, and it used to only come in increments of 400 and 1,000. I find that very weird increments.
I'd imagine that is just barely not enough to buy an item.
Yeah.
Would be my first reaction.
A skin could come out to 1,500 V-Bucks. And you'd have all of this leftover money.
And they would do that, and it would basically either force you to, do I want to make 2 payments, or do I want to way overpay for this skin?
Yeah.
And I'm still left over with V-Bucks, but I only have to pay once, which it's a better deal for them technically, because of you're getting leftover V-Bucks. Now you want to wait, I can buy one more purchase and I'll be able to buy
if I just top up a little bit more, I can buy another skin.
A little bit more V-Bucks.
Okay.
Well, guess what? You don't have to do that anymore.
Really?
No. Starting October 14th, in an announcement that the company has made, they will be adding exact amount to the Fortnite purchasing page. So you can fill up your V-Bucks balance with just the right amount that you need. So if, say, you're trying to buy a 500 V-Buck accessory, you can fill your card up to 500. Say you have 400 in your account, you need 100 more, you can fill it up to 100 and pay for it, and that's all.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's coming also to Rocket League and Fall Guys, available on Xbox, Switch, PC, and mobile.
Wow. Okay.
But not PlayStation. Not yet. They're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yes.
So
Sony.
Keep an eye out if you play it on your PlayStation.
Robert, do you play Fortnite?
Not anymore, but
Okay.
I did a lot.
When you played Fortnite, if you bought a cosmetic, was it tied to your account or to that platform?
It was tied to your account.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you have a PlayStation,
Oh yeah, you could do this.
buy it on PC, so you're only paying the exact amount.
Exactly.
And then equip it on PlayStation. Yeah.
There
it's
you
free
go.
to install, right? So there's
Yeah, free to install.
Yeah, and it'll run on pretty much anything.
Yep,
So
it's-
yeah.
You have it's on your phone. You don't even have to.
Oh, there you go.
do
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, you could just
load up Fortnite on your phone,
There you
buy
go.
it for the exact amount, and then enjoy it on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
There you go. Pro life tip from DogHouse Systems.
can't keep us down, Sony.
Can't keep us down.
Speaking of can't keep us down, Blizzard will break WoW's most popular combat mods sooner than expected, kickstarting a new era for the MMO's boss designs in the next major patch. I'll admit I do not play World of Warcraft currently. I played a little bit in the past, but I did not delve deep enough to know anything about add-ons or mods. So I actually asked our resident World of Warcraft expert, Waldo here, who we've had on in the past to talk about World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today, but he said this most likely would affect mods or add-ons like deadly boss mods, weak auras, or bigwig encounter tools, which the way he explained it to me is they will sort of telegraph when a boss is going to do a large attack, or hey, your buff is about to run out, you might need to reapply that, or you need a guard because something is coming, and it'll tell you in the interface because the add-on has access to the back-end game API.
Okay.
And that's the part of the game engine that Blizzard is going to be revamping. They want to make that more of a black box to not give away as much information, which is a little interesting. He did say that a lot of the UI changes that he currently uses and they says are very popular to change sort of how information is displayed, like which characters around you, how much health you have, how much health your enemy has, are being integrated into the official user interface for World of Warcraft.
That's a good choice.
Which sort of makes some of these add-ons redundant. But he thinks those are the 3 big mods that are going to be affected by this change. So
hey, if people are modding a quality of life into the game, it's not a bad thing to have the game officially implement that good quality of life.
yeah, that would be cool. No promises. Maybe they'll bring in the developers of those add-ons into the fold and have them actually start developing officially. That'd be cool. In other gaming news of super dedicated fans,
a player on Steam has collected the most amount of games ever collected on Steam, owning over 40,000 Steam games.
Good Lord.
Noticing his large wallet, Steam awarded him with the Game Collector's Badge, user known Sonic Legend.
that person won Steam. They win.
Yeah.
No one should even
Fully,
try and compete.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, first place.
So, yeah.
I think that they were tracking a couple of the higher ones. There's one guy who's like maybe, I'd say 1,000 away, maybe less from that number. So
That is very impressive.
500 away. 500 games away.
Okay. So someone is trying to take.
Yeah.
I wonder if Steam would move the badge, give them both the badge. I don't know how would that work. I think
is it like a gold medal?
yeah, is it being taken from one and given to the other?
I feel like
Yeah.
it should be. It's a gold medal. I feel like it's like a gold medal top tier
Yeah.
award.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to award it to everyone who reaches the 40,000 mark.
So that's the cutoff.
yeah,
If you have
well,
40,000.
I'm not sure, but probably. I feel like just awarding it to one person.
Yeah. Especially now that there is a reason for people to want to amass such a large, aside from just having I guess the badge is also internet points, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Funny thing I noticed is that he still has 26,000 games wish listed, as if he's
Wow, he's still going to keep
he's
going.
planning on buying more.
That is dedication. I hope some of those games have been played. That's all I can say.
I guarantee like 50%
Majority
of those have not
probably
been
not.
touched.
But one can hope. Maybe they have a lot of downtime and they can play those games, hopefully.
Alrighty. This one's a little interesting. I actually saw this one on social media a couple of days ago. But if you are into farming simulators, cozy games, not a lot of the heavy sci-fi fantasy RPG games, then you've probably come across a game named Puff Pal's Island Skies. This game was being developed as a Animal Crossing-esque farming simulator. And it was announced in 2022, and a Kickstarter launched that month for it. They had a goal of $75,000 and ended up raising almost $2.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
That game must be great.
Well, unfortunately, and the guys know where this is going.
About that. Yeah.
3 years later, Puff Pals hasn't made it to Steam.
Oh, no.
In fact, the entire indie developer is slowly deleting itself from the internet.
No.
Yes. The official website and the domain are for sale.
Oh, wow. Not even parked. Just
Not
renewed.
Not renewed. The store where they sold physical items has been taken down. And a lot of people are really mad, which rightfully so.
Rightfully so, was invested. Kickstarter is not an investment. Let's just put that out there. But put money into a project that they hoped would see the light of day.
Right, that they were interested in, that they wanted to play someday. So now a lot of these people who have invested into this are requesting refunds.
It makes you think if these developers always had planned for just to take the money and run, or whatever it is that they're doing now, or if they decided, okay, let's try to make this game, guys, and it just didn't work out, and this is the path they feel like they have to go now.
So in the article, it mentions that the highest pledge was $5,000. So really hope that person gets all of their money back. But access to the game was locked behind a $20 pledge. And I'm quoting this article from PC Gamer. They mentioned a YouTuber did a deep dive into investigating basically what's going on and found that the money divided by the amount of backers averaged to about $60 a person.
Wow. Okay.
Almost pretty much 3 times what it cost to get to the game. They announced in May of 2025, a final update saying, quote, "For the past few years, we were under NDA with a third-party studio and couldn't discuss many of the things happening behind closed doors." And mentioned changes in the company and how they plan to continue going forward. But we'll see if a date does come. It'll be really interesting. I really hope all of these people get their money back, because it feels like it's just a waste of time, a waste of money, and a waste of people's excitement.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Well, hopefully, I don't know if Kickstarter has any sort of buyer protection or anything like that. If the money's held in escrow, I'd imagine not if people are this up in arms.
Yeah, I have never personally invested in a Kickstarter, so I literally cannot tell you a thing about it.
I don't remember if it was a Kickstarter, but I don't know if either of you know who the Yogscast is.
I do know who the
Okay, so way back in the day, 10, maybe more years ago, they were going to create a game called, what was it called? It wasn't Yog Ventures. I don't remember. But they were going to make a game, and they had a trailer, and I invested 10 of my hard-earned dollars. The game never came out, never got a refund, never heard anything back.
Can't be.
Buddy.
But again, it's not an investment.
Yeah.
You know, you're giving someone money in the hopes that that will help them create this. That doesn't excuse taking money and running with it.
Right.
But
so on Kickstarter's official FAQ, if a project is still alive, you can cancel your pledge. But once a project has ended and it has been successful, you no longer have access to canceling your pledge, which means you will have to reach out to whoever created the Kickstarter.
I'm guessing with $2.5 million, they were fully funded and could close the project.
Yeah,
successfully.
they had a $75,000
Yeah, so
goal.
they blew past that.
Yeah.
one. Yeah, okay.
Man, what type of game are they making that people are so excited for?
It was a cozy farming game.
Wow.
Yeah.
People are really into cozy farming games. Yeah, well, it's
I
huge.
like a good game where I don't have to really
Low conflict.
conflict. I don't really have to think about it. I can kind of turn half of my brain off.
With all of that said and done, thought you could use a little pick-me-up, something cool for the week.
Shout out for the weekend.
Shout out to space.
Shout out
The
to
great
space.
beyond. If you're interested in seeing a meteor shower, there will be an Orionid meteor shower. Actually active from October 2nd to November 12th of this year. Peak nights, according to NASA, are October 22nd to 23rd.
Just north of Orion's brightest star, Betelgeuse.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that'll be very cool. Hopefully we're able to see that.
Oh, you'll be able to see 5 to 6 meteors per hour under dark skies.
Maybe not as visible for us here in the city, but if you're somewhere rural,
Yeah.
look up.
Yeah. Look up.
Yeah.
Pull out your telescope.
The Steam Autumn Sale is on, so lots and lots of great games that have been created, developed, and published to Steam and are not on Kickstarter are on sale. So
Until October 6th at 10 a.m., I believe Pacific Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. So go and get your games now. A lot of the popular games, I think a lot of the games that I have seen looking on Steam are on sale.
I think every game on my wish list that has been published, not including games that haven't released yet, all of the games are on sale. From
What lucky you.
Yeah. It's not 26,000 games long, but
No.
maybe a couple.
Mine's
Yeah.
maybe like 2.
I'm sure that
Just
guy's
a few.
loving the sale right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has to have at least one.
Then we got a couple of good games for you for this week. So if you're into logic puzzles, this one might be for you. The game is the Seat Taken? A puzzle game where you play matchmaker for groups of hilariously particular people. Each character has a pet peeve that makes seating them a delightful challenge. Find the perfect spot for each person to unlock new levels in this cozy, silly, and relatable experience. It is usually $9.99 on Steam, but right now, because of the sale, it is $7.99.
Oh, I wonder if one of the people's pet peeves is they want to sit next to their crush. Ooh.
Ooh.
Robert, you have to play and let us know. If you're looking for something a little more confrontational, a little more challenging, maybe a little bit more frustrating, if that's your thing, Hollow Knight Silksong has finally released after years and years and years of being teased and pushed down the road. It finally released on Steam and actually broke Steam the day it released. People were clamoring to get it. So much that Steam actually had trouble delivering the game and loading web pages, and the checkout process was a little bit broken.
That's great.
I love the caption of this article. Silk Song has murdered Steam.
Yeah. I think pretty accurate.
No one, please report us.
So, Hollow Knight Silksong, discover a vast haunted kingdom in Hollow Knight Silksong. Explore, fight, and survive as you ascend to the peak of a land ruled by Silk and Song. It is $19.99 on Steam. It is a Metroidvania, 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania platformer. So if that's your type of game, it is apparently really, really good.
A lot of people want it. And we got some free games for you. So if you're not really in the I want to spend my money mood, which honestly, fair enough. Epic offers free games. We highlight them every time we make a podcast because feel like a good free game. You can't go wrong.
Who doesn't like free?
Yeah. The first one is Firestone Online Idle RPG, a multiplayer fantasy game with idle RPG mechanics. Collect heroes, upgrade their gear and skills, and send them in AFK battles or go on an incremental clicker frenzy to beat monstrous bosses. Chat with guild friends and engage in PvP. It is currently free until next Thursday, October 9th at 10 a.m. and it includes a $100 bundle.
Yeah, so it's normally a free-to-play game, but they're giving a free $100 value in-game bundle.
Yes. The other one is Nightingale, a first-person PvE open-world survival crafting game that you can play solo or cooperative with friends. Build, craft, fight, and explore as you venture through mystical portals into a variety of amazing and fantastical realms.
This game sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of other games.
Yeah.
It is normally $29.99 on Epic, but as of right now, it's free. Can't go wrong.
So now we're
going to talk about Borderlands 4 today. So Lorenzo and Robert, you guys have been playing this game, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I've been trying to.
It is. We have an article here about system requirements for Borderlands 4, and honestly, don't look at the system requirements.
Interesting.
Here begins my rant on Borderlands 4. So it is, as Randy Pitchford has said, a premium game for premium gamers. And I say that with as much sarcasm as I can. It runs terribly. Just put that out there. On Robert, you're playing on a 3060. I'm playing on a 4070.
Yep.
We've tested it all the way up to a 5090.
Yep.
The game has stutters, bugs, odd graphical glitches, struggles to hit 60 frames per second on my 4070 unless I turn everything down to low. And then it's not a stable 60 frames a second. It's jittery and all over the place.
Yep.
Odd thing we found was, Robert, you and I both saw that the lighting never seems to turn.
Yeah, it never
off or
turns
lower.
down. It,
Yeah.
it wants to be the greatest it can be, even if you're on the lowest setting. You can be on.
Yeah, even at fully turned down settings, low, running on DLSS or FSR or TSR, whatever upscale you're using, set to ultra performance, which means you're running at about a quarter of your resolution. The lighting still looks really good.
Yeah.
Which is bad, really bad.
This is after 2 optimization patches. One actually dropped today.
Exactly, yeah.
And I checked it out. I was like, I wonder if it'll be a little bit more optimized now. I go into a new place. Anytime I go into a new area, just frames completely are obliterated. Down to 20.
Yeah.
I can't even fight the people that I'm trying to shoot at. My aim's majestic, but the game is ruining it. Okay?
He's a pro gamer.
Yeah, I'm a pro gamer, but this is not a pro game.
Yeah, the game does have a setting where it can auto detect and set all of your details and your resolution, everything for you. That does work to get you around 60 FPS, but the visual quality you're giving up to get there, in my personal opinion, is not warranted. There are games that look a lot better, run a lot better on the same hardware.
Exactly.
So if I load up even Borderlands 3 at the same resolution and detail settings on my system at home, it looks better and runs better than Borderlands 4 does.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that their art style doesn't scale particularly well to lower resolutions.
Okay.
When everything is large and blocky and just flat textures, you can't hide a lot of the finer details in that because you have harsh lines on the edge of everything. So
Yeah. It ends up looking like Play-Doh or
Yeah, especially the ground. When you remove all of the like foliage,
yeah.
it's just a smear. Like the ground is just a smeared color. That's it.
Yeah, it feels like I'm playing on a 5-year-old game on low graphics, yet I'm still getting under 30
Yeah.
FPS. It's ridiculous.
It's interesting. And Abby, you've been following Randy Pitchford online. In response to all of this, you would think,
Well,
giant company has a PR department. They'll say, "Don't worry, we're on it. We hear you."
okay, I'll clarify this. I don't actually follow Randy Pitchford.
Solely for research purposes this
has
article. Yeah.
solely been research.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm the marketing coordinator here, and so my brain automatically, kind of judges people's marketing campaigns, and they had a really good thing going. Their ads were really good. They had everything going well, but the problem is that I think some people just have to let the marketing professionals kind of handle responding and that kind of stuff. And dealing with the publicity of the game.
Yeah, some people get too deep in their heads.
Well, he's very passionate about his company, and you know what? I love to see it from a CEO, and I love to see it from someone at the top who is so passionate about their company and the products they put out. But a lot of times in social media, things get construed. Things get, taken out of context. So if you are like, I don't want to play it because of, the social media aspect, honestly, take it with a grain of salt. If you want to play the game, play the game. If you don't, totally fine.
Abby has been very diplomatic in her response.
Yeah.
To put it plainly, Randy Pitchford has been very vocal about the fact that people need to upgrade their computers to play this premium game. Yeah.
And a lot of people, if your system runs and your system is 5-8 years old and your system is still going like a juggernaut, you do not have to upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm coming from someone who works for a company.
We want to make it very clear that when I just said premium game, that was with a whole heaping load of sarcasm. It is a game. It should run on hardware most people have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should target a common system.
Which is really surprising because the requirements for a graphics card itself, the minimum is a 20 series.
Yeah, 2070 is not a brand new card.
And
it is a great value card from more than a couple generations ago.
Yeah, and the recommended is a 3070, which is also a really great card.
Yeah.
Commonly used, not too crazy, but people, even with 5090s, are saying that it's not performing to their expectations.
Yeah, it's not like you're getting, hundreds and hundreds of frames per second on a 5090 at 4K with all the details turned up.
Yeah, no.
Maybe if you turn it down to 1080p, which, a lot of people are gaming at 1080p, but most people that have a 5090 are not also gaming at 1080p.
Yeah, they're expecting the best because they feel like they have the best.
They're expecting 4K 120 with all the details turned up and HDR on, which is a realistic expectation when your graphics card costs as much as most people's systems or a system and a half. Yeah. So with that said, I am a longtime Borderlands fan. I played 3, I played 1.5, I played 1, and I played a little bit of 3, and then I played 2 as well. The game runs terribly. It's very buggy. It is, at the end of the day, a fun game to play if you want the looter shooter aspect. So I've put about 50 hours into the game so far.
Okay.
So it is fun to play if you can set aside that I feel botched social media response and the performance. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 just for the gameplay. The bugginess and the response really do bring it down. So if you choose to vote with your wallet and not buy the game, I'm right there with you. Yeah, that's probably a safe bet until they fix it. Paying full price for a game that isn't finished or is running pretty poorly is not great.
Yeah. I would, if I were to rate it, and that's just due to my lower hardware, I'd give it a 4 out of 10 just because the 4 points are all just gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not far in enough where I can say the story is good enough to make up for everything. But at the same time, I can hardly enjoy the gameplay because it's so tough going through it with all the stuttering and the graphical things just taking you out of it, and move too fast around the map on the motorcycle. Oh gosh, your FPS is dropping. You can't enjoy any fast-paced aspects of the game if you're not running some really pretty decent hardware.
So our average score for Borderlands 4, our DogHouse score is a 5 out of 10 for the gameplay.
Hey, that's
There
a
you go.
solid score for a game.
Yeah.
Not a score you'd expect a premium game to get, right?
Yeah, definitely not a premium score, but yeah, like Robert and I both said, the gameplay itself and the core mechanic and the gameplay loop is good. The game definitely needs a lot more polish.
Of course. So hoping we'll be expecting some patches and some rollouts to really get the game up to.
Yeah, if you really want to play it, just buy one of our premium DogHouse systems, not the normal ones, the premium gaming ones.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we do sell gaming systems.
We do.
Yeah, that's your choice to make. We'd love it if you bought a new system. Or just try turning down the details and know that it's going to run worse than other games you play.
But again, you do not need to buy a new system to play a
one
brand new game.
Yes. If you're in the market for a new system, we're more than happy to help you.
Oh, yeah.
If you think playing one game requires you to buy a whole new system, even though we sell them, probably not the best choice to buy a whole new system for one game, unless that game is going to be your life for
unless
the
you're
foreseeable
Sonic
future.
Legends and you have a lot of money to spare.
Yeah, we could put together a really nice system with tons and tons of storage for them.
Yes.
So they could install all their games, have them
ton of
all.
storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a second system just for storage. Yeah. If you are Sonic Legends,
Please
reach out.
email
We'd be
us.
happy to put something together for you. Well, with Borderlands 4 behind us, we actually want to reach out to you, the audience, and see what your thoughts are on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're always looking to improve, whether it's with our system configurations, our part selection, or even our social media and podcast outlook. Is there a topic that you feel you'd love to hear us talk about, or something that you honestly, we could take it if you don't want us talking about something specifically? So let us know. Reach out to us online via email. Give us a call. Abby, how can people reach out to us?
Yeah, you can definitely email us at podcast@doghousesystems.com. You can leave us a voicemail at 972-810-4347, or you can DM us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Threads at Doghouse Systems. We are also going to put a post out on socials to see what your guys' thoughts are about our podcast. If you're like, I'd like to reach out to him, but I don't want to do it through social media, go ahead and shoot us an email at the email podcast@doghousesystems.com, and we'll be more than happy to read your email.
Yeah, there's no shame in not reaching out on socials. I don't actively use social media. I'm not there for it, so I'd be writing in an email.
A lot
if it
of
was
people
me.
are lurkers. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So reach out any way you can. And with that, we're going to end our podcast for the week. We hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Toodaloo.